What is happening today, my More Squad? We are back with episode 15th of Talk More Sports, hosted by me, your main man, Hudson Moore. All right, y'all. This has been an absolute insane week in the world of sports. I, it, I'm at a loss for words because there's so much that's been happening in such a short period of time. And there's so much to talk about. So, with that just being said, we're just going to dive right into it. All right, y'all? So, where to start off first, right? I think we could go to the biggest story, which is confirmed by Adam Scheffler this past week for the NFL that Micah Parson and the Dallas Cowboys are heading into a divorce. All right, so I've talked about this on one of my previous episodes before with the whole Micah holdout with getting a new contract extension, for going into his 5th year option with the Dallas Cowboys, right? He has yet to sign a new contract, and supposedly him and Jerry Jones behind the scenes have been working out a contract together. Well, as far as what Jerry Jones, general manager and owner of the Dallas Cowboys, has been saying. But the problem is he's not talking to his agent. He's talking to Micah Parson himself. That is the worst thing you could possibly do as an owner or GM. You're never supposed to talk to the players. That's what the agent is there for. That's what his sole purpose is to do. That's what he's paid to do. And the fact you're letting Micah, the athlete, talk to the GM slash owner instead of his agent, that that is shit crazy. It's a little disrespectful too because it makes also Jerry Jones look like he can take advantage of Micah, right? As an athlete, because he doesn't know the the numbers, he doesn't know how that world works because he's not an agent. He's an athlete. His job is to tackle people and sack the quarterback. That's his job. Not work out the numbers, not work out years or anything. His job is to play football, not the money part. So for me, it's just like and now the fact that Adam Scheffler is saying that they're going towards a divorce, which is unfortunate. And of course, we don't know if that is going to be true. That's just what he has heard from his sources around the league and inside the Dallas organization. We don't know for sure. But the fact that he said divorce is very alarming. And also, we've talked about this before. There are teams who are going to be calling up Jerry Jones and asking for a trade. And that's just a fact. And I don't think nobody is going to willing to trade for him because they're going to have to give up a lot for him. And then when he does come to a new organization, they're going to have to give up a lot of money too. And I mean a lot of money, right? So to me, it's just interesting that the fact that we're even at this stage point and this time, right? It's just crazy to me. It's a little disrespectful to Micah Parson, right? You're messing with this man's career. Jerry Jones is messing with this man's career, his livelihood, his everything. And I don't know what the holdup is. I really, truly don't know what the holdup is. Because I'll tell you this: if he's not on that plane to Philadelphia first week of the season, right? When in Philadelphia they're gonna, hang up that new banner for being Super Bowl champs, and you are not there, that is going to be very, very alarming to the whole world of football, especially in that Dallas organization and every fan who loves the Dallas Cowboys. If he is not there at week 1 in Philadelphia when they raise up that banner, that's going to be a whole different other conversation, right? I mean, seriously. And you know what? It's looking like it's going towards that road. It's going down that road for sure. Because I mean, if I'm Micah Parsons, I don't want to go on the flight without a new contract. I don't want to go into this being my last year and then being a free agent, but then also getting franchise tagged. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Pay me my money. I'm one of the best defensive end players in the league. I am top 3 in my position. I have over 50 plus sacks in my first 4 years of my career. 50 plus. And I don't get my money because everybody else is getting their money. All the other best defensive players have gotten their money. Every single one of them. So I'm like, why not me? I'm Micah Parsons. I play with Dallas Cowboys. You have the money. You have the most money in any United States of America team. Any team, any organization, in any sport here in America, they are worth the most at $12 billion. The Dallas Cowboys. They have the most money in any North American team in any franchise. $12 billion. You paid CD. You paid Dak Prescott. So why not pay your best defensive player? Because he's the only one who's going to keep that defense alive. He's the only one. The only one. DeMarcus Lawrence is out. He's with my Seattle Seahawks, right? So all you got is Micah Parson, right? That's all you have on your defense. The only guy. So if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm just saying to myself, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing, Jerry? Like, I know you like to talk, you like to be in front of the camera, you like that attention. I get it. That's just Jerry Jones. We've heard him say a lot of out of pocket things over the years, and obviously it's never gonna stop, obviously, but it's just annoying, man. It's just so annoying. And the fact that Adam Schefter actually said the word divorce, that's alarming. I've already said that, but it's alarming. It's very concerning that the fact that you would use that specific of a word in this whole discussion that we've been talking about for the last 2, 3 weeks, right? The NFL season is starting in about 2 weeks, and you use the word divorce. You use divorce. You use that with your parents, not between one of the best defensive players and the highest franchise. You don't use that because that's very alarming. Because again, Micah's very loyal to the Dallas Cowboys. I am not blaming Micah for anything. He has said he wants to be a Dallas Cowboy fan. Excuse me, not fan, but he is a fan, but a player forever. He wants to be a Dallas Cowboy. Even though personally, if I was in the NFL, I wouldn't want to be Dallas Cowboys. But of course, just being with the stars, right? Of course, it's just the biggest football franchise and one of the biggest franchises in all sports too. Of course, why wouldn't you want to be a Dallas Cowboy? But still, the fact that they're doing him like this, especially Jerry Jones, and taking advantage of him by not talking to his agent, but to the player himself, that's taking advantage of him. You're thinking you can get away with it, but you won't, and you can't. So it's just ridiculous that we're even in this situation, right? I mean, it truly is, and I feel bad for Micah, right? I mean, I know some Hawks fans are probably going to talk about like, oh, let's try to trade for Micah. We got the money, we got the picks. Yeah, we do, but that's so much to get rid of. That's so much to get rid of. And so for me, it's just like Micah's really just in a hole right now. I mean, he just truly is. Until he can get it out, I don't know what's going to happen to him. I truly don't. And it's unfortunate because I really, truly do like Micah a lot. I have the utmost respect for that dude. I truly do. I hope Jerry Jones gets his head out of his ass and pays that man his money. That brother deserves that money. He deserves that money. Pay this man, man. Pay this dude. Man, we're just gonna move to the next one because I'm tired of this shit, man. I'm tired of talking about this and hearing about it on ESPN, NFL Live. It's ridiculous. Pay the man his money. He rightfully deserves it. As we move from that, I think this is the second craziest thing in the world of football. This, what was it, Thursday or Wednesday? It has been confirmed from the Indianapolis Colts that Daniel Jones will be the starting quarterback for the Indy Colts over Anthony Richards. Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones starting over Anthony Richardson. Oh my goodness. Like, oh my God. Daniel Jones, right? Daniel Jones. We remember looking at reactions to Giants fans when they drafted this dude in the first round back in 2019, right? Nobody, and I mean not one single Giants fan was happy. Everybody was everything but happy. Everybody was shocked. Everybody was pissed off. They were so outside of their goddamn mind. They're like, why in God's name would you draft this dude as your quarterback? Why in God's name would you do that? So, and then he goes to Vikings for a year, right? Last season, in 2024 season. And now this past offseason goes to Indianapolis Colts, tries to fight possibly, for a backup quarterback spot, most likely as we thought. But now you're the starting quarterback for the Indy Colts, the starting quarterback over Anthony Richardson. Holy shit. Holy shit. Now, no, no. I'm not saying I am defending Anthony. Let's just set the record straight. I am not defending this dude at all. Not at all. This dude, Anthony Richardson, came into his rookie year of 2023, right? After the season, he said that the NFL is easier than college. The NFL is easier than college? Bruh, are you stupid? Are you actually dumb? You, the NFL, this man really said after his first year that the NFL is easier than college. That is some backshit crazy stuff to say. That truly is insane. It's the NFL. The NFL. I don't know the exact numbers, but almost like less than 2%, less than 1% of players from each season in college goes to the pros. If you're lucky enough to even be like on a practice squad or even get undrafted by a team. You say the NFL, I mean, and that is some like I don't even know what to think about that. When I heard him say that, that's just like, dude, are you just some cocky little shit or something? And I'll give him this. He has all the talent in the world, right? The kid can run, he can throw. He came from one of the best programs in the nation, University of Florida, right? I mean, the kid's got all the athletic ability in the world. But the fact that you would say it's easier than college, that is some bullshit. That is some borderline bullshit. I that's just some arrogant cocky shit right there. And you know what? Karma did the job because this past season, 2024, during a game in October, he came out and said he was tired. Tired. At the time, you're 22 years old and you're tired from doing a little too much scrambling, even though you're kind of the quarterback who's built for that sort of stuff. You're tired. That's what he said. I'm tired. He said he's tired in only his second year in the league, right? Being 22 years of age. Again, my age just a season ago, and you're tired. You are tired. Oh my, like seriously. And that was karma. That was karma for this dude. And now you're the backup to Daniel Jones, who again, nobody wants this dude as a starting quarterback. There's not one organization, as much as I'm criticizing Anthony right now, there's not one organization that would take Daniel Jones over Anthony Richardson. There wouldn't be. There would not be. Not one single organization would take Daniel over Anthony. They wouldn't. They would never. Because when we look at Daniel Jones, right? Yes, he took the Giants to one playoff series, but it was just one. One playoff. One. That was it. In 4 years he was there, it was just one. Just one. When we look at Daniel Jones, he is no all pro quarterback. He is no Pro Bowl quarterback. He is no Hall of Famer. He is no, oh, he's going to be the guy who can maybe sneak a team in, get him deep into the playoffs, and possibly win a Super Bowl. He's none of those things. We've seen it plenty of times. He is not that dude. He's not that dude, and that's why he should not have even been drafted in the first round of all places. He should have been at least maybe a fourth, fifth rounder. If you're lucky, you were no worthy of a first rounder. It showed in New York. You were the backup in Minnesota last season, and now I know people are going to be like, "Oh, but now he's the starting quarterback for Indy Colts." Well, first off, Indy Colts are kind of a joke. Let's be honest. Indy Colts are not exactly some, AFC contenders. They're not Super Bowl contenders, right? They're kind of in a slump right now. So for the Indy Colts, this isn't exactly like a win-win type of situation for them. And again, like I still would play Anthony Richardson just because you drafted him first round as well. And it's even crazier too. He was a first round pick as well. And now basically the Indian Colts have given up on you. They have given up on this kid. Can you imagine picking Daniel Jones over this athletic of ability from a kid like Anthony, only at the age of 23 years old? You would pick Daniel as your starting quarterback. I scratch the fact that it's from the Indy Colts. Let's just say, in perspective of like whatever football team, you pick Daniel Jones over Anthony Richardson. That is back shit crazy. That shows even with the Colts, they have given up on this kid. And that's unfortunate, but you know what? The kid kind of did it to himself. He kind of did it with all the talent he has. He did it to himself. And it shows it because now you're the backup to this dude who's not even worthy of being an all pro, Pro Bowl quarterback. If anything, you are more than he is, regardless of your attitude and your lack of responsibility and accountability. You saying, "Oh, I'm tired. I'm tired." You are 22 years old, man. You are 22, only in your second year, and you're tired. There are guys been playing 10 plus years. They have the right to say they're tired. Not you. You haven't even started. And you're tired? You're now get that out of here, man. Get that weak shit out of here. This is football. I'm a man up to admit I haven't played the game. I've only played half a season, right? But I'm never gonna say that it's easy because it's not easy. It's a man sport. This is the most macho man sport in the world. And the fact that you're saying, with all the talent you have, that you're tired, get that out of here. I don't want to ever hear that stuff again. So it's just crazy to me how this Indian Colts season is going to look with Daniel Jones being the starting quarterback and not Anthony Richardson. I mean, truth be told, now it looks like it's both a losing side on each, but still, it's just the Indian Colts have given up on this kid. They truly have. And now I don't know what any other organization would want to put up with that kid. Because if the Colts, who are one of the worst organizations right now in the league, if they given up on him, who wants to give him a shot? So until he can fix his, his attitude, everything that's off the field, right? Because on the field is what we want to see. It's his off the field issues that clearly that the GM ownerships don't want to have to deal with. I mean, truly, they truly show they just don't want to put up with it, which is understandable because if you say the NFL is easy, but then next season you say you're tired, clearly there's some off the field issues he's got to resolve. Excuse me. And until he does, he's not going to be seen in the field as a starter for a very long time. Before we end today's show, I just want to give a quick little shout out that on Wednesday, it's been confirmed on social media that YouTuber Jake Paul will fight undefeated WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Davis in an exhibition bout on November 14th in Atlanta, Georgia, which will be live streamed on Netflix. What? What? This is Jake Paul, right? A YouTuber who decided to have a boxing career, right? And now wants a shot at the world title, calling out Canelo Alvarez. He wants the big dogs. He wants that world title. And now you want Gervonta Davis, one of, in my opinion, because I love the sport boxing, in my mind, top 10 best pound for pound boxers in the world right now. Easily. This kid has one of the nastiest uppercut finishes I've ever seen in my lifetime of watching boxing. At 5'5", only weighing 135, 140 at the lightweight division, and that kind of power you have with the uppercut, oh my goodness, it works every time for this dude. And now you're fighting Jake Paul. Now I get it. We all know this is a money grabber for both these guys. It's a straight up money grabber. It's probably going to be in the results of like what it was for Jake Paul and Mike Tyson back in December when they had that exhibition bout, on Netflix too. And we can clearly see from rewatching that fight, there were so many times Mike Tyson could have easily knocked the hell out of Jake Paul. But of course, they didn't because Mike Tyson was going to lose out on a lot of money, and he eventually got like tens of millions of dollars from it. So we will look at this. I know some people are going to be like, oh, finally, Jake Paul, he's going to fight a real fighter, right? Like, oh, if he beats Gervonta Davis, he could actually have a shot at the title. No, no, no. That's not one of this situations because one thing, different weight classes, different height, different reach, different everything. Jake Paul fights at the cruiserweight slash heavyweight, standing at 6 feet and 1 inches. Gervonta Davis, 5'5", 135, 140, lightweight slash welterweight division. It's like an unfair. There's a reason why there's different weight classes for boxing or even UFC because the power, the coordination, the conditioning, it's all different. And even the reach, it's all different for each style of fighting. So a lightweight going up against a cruiser slash heavyweight, regardless of who it is, it's like that's unfair. And again, it's an exhibition bout. Now, let's be honest. I'm not saying Jake Paul would beat Gervonta Davis. If anything, Gervonta Davis would beat the shit out of Jake Paul. Because think also, with Gervonta being a shorter dude, he can usually just do a bunch of body shots. And eventually, Jake Paul is going to get tired, going to crouch down, and, Gervonta's just going to. He just is. I can already see that happening. A bunch of body shots. Jake's going to get tired, crouch down a little bit to catch his breath, and then he's going to do it. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. It's just going to be a money grabber. And most likely, it's either going to be Jake Paul winning in a split decision or unanimous decision, whatever the case may be, or maybe they'll just give it to Gervonta Davis because he's an actual professional fighter, a future Hall of Famer, right? Undefeated, one of the best in the game today. And they'll be like, well, you know what? We're not going to disrespect the kid's name like that, so we're going to give it to him. But regardless, it's a money grabber. I, I know I say I'm a big boxing fan, so I should be excited for it. But in this case scenario, it's like it's Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis, live streaming on Netflix. It's no pay per view like we're going to be watching in September between Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford, which that will be the fight of the decade of 2020. That will be the fight of the decade. We thought the fight of the decade was Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis. No, it's going to be Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford. That fight is going to be holy shit. I cannot wait for that fight. So with this fight between Gervonta and Jake Paul, I'm not too excited for it. I mean, I'm still gonna watch it, but it's just like anybody knows the sport boxing, or at least how Jake Paul and everything how this is going to unfold. We already know what's going to happen. I can already see it. I can hear it. And it's just like on November 14th, I'm not going to be surprised what the outcome is. Really not. I want to thank to everybody listening out there. Make sure you comment down below what you think about the whole Micah Parson, Dallas Cowboys situation. What do you think about Daniel Jones starting over Anthony Richardson? And are you excited about Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis, or also do you think that the fight may not happen due to some unknown reason, right? So comment down below what you think. Like this video. Hit that subscribe button down below. We're trying to get these subscribers up. Follow my journey along in the world of sports. And with that being said, we'll be back with more.